Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another eyeshadow palette review. I just feel like there have been so many eyeshadow palettes being thrown in our faces lately. I need a minute to catch up. I need a minute to calm down. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. I actually wasn't sure if I was even going to be reviewing this one. It took a really long time to get to me here in Australia. And I kind of feel like it was after it was already released. And I sort of felt like the hype had died down. But then I posted on my Instagram stories, by the way. If you're not following me on Instagram, I'll pop my link here. Please make sure that you come over and follow. I'm hanging out with you guys on there all the time. But so many, like thousands and thousands of you voted in that poll to see a full swatch and review and tutorial video on this one. So of course we're going to go ahead and do it. So this here is the Norvina palette. On the back it says it is Norvina's go-to eyeshadow palette featuring 14 whimsical shades ranging from bold and bright mattes to soft pastel shimmers. If you didn't know, Norvina is the daughter of Anastasia. She's very heavily involved in the company. I'm pretty sure she's like the creative director or something. Basically they do everything together. So yeah, I guess they've decided to work on a collaboration together and come out with her own palette. So the external uni carton looks like this. It's really pretty purple color. Norvina on the front, and then you've got the back of it. It very much looks like, all of their other palettes. Same sort of layout anyway. And then this is what the palette looks like on the inside. So there is 0.71 grams of product in this one. Have a look at the oh, she's pretty. She's pretty. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like. It's a really pretty mix of colors. You've got warm tones, you've got cool tones. Love all of these pops of purple, like this one, and this one here. Really pretty. Also a mixture of mattes and shimmers. It kind of looks like some of these are sort of more like creamy pressed shimmers, and other of these are like sort of satin shimmers maybe. I love that the entire bottom row is all mattes, the top row is all shimmers, and then of course you get a brush in this as well, the same as all the other Anastasia palettes. It is a double-ended brush. They actually make really good brushes in their palettes. I pretty much typically never ever use eyeshadow brushes that come with palettes except for the Anastasia ones. They're so well made. They're very soft, very easy to use. So double-ended brush, sort of like a flatter packing brush on one end and then a blending brush on the other. I feel like we haven't seen like a purple palette in a while, so it's nice to see something a little different. Plus it's still got nice warm tones. So I'm not going to mess around too much. We're going to jump straight into the swatches of this one, and then I'm going to be creating a look on my eyes, and we're going to see how the formula goes, how it blends, the pigmentation, the workability of it. And then I'm going to let you know whether or not I think it's actually worth you investing your money in. So here is another look at what the palette looks like on the outside. It's like this really pretty purple sort of felt soft touch cover, and then the inside. I do wish they wouldn't do these soft felt touch covers. They get really dirty. And then the inside, top row we've got all shimmers, bottom row we've got all mattes. Love that it's like this beautiful pink purple theme. It's gorgeous. Okay, moving on to swatches. First up is a shimmering champagne, then a beautiful gold, a light sort of lilac shimmering pinky purple, this amazing foiled rose gold. This is probably my favorite shadow in the whole palette. A soft shimmering purple, a sort of lighter warmer tone gold, and then a matte sort of purple. It's meant to be a shimmer, but it definitely looks more matte on the skin. Then we've got a light matte bone shadow, a sort of matte purple, a matte tan, now a matte rose. I'm not a huge fan of that matte purple, I'm not gonna lie. A deep cool tone brown, a soft tan color, and then finally like a burgundy brown. So yes, these are all of the shadows in the palette. You've got all your shimmers first, then all of your mattes. Definitely a really different selection of colors, which I love. All right, moving on to the actual eyeshadow look part, and don't mind me, I'm just priming my eyes, getting them ready. This palette was actually very interesting to finger swatch. The foils in this are absolutely ridiculous. They are a very softly pigmented formula. They feel like butter on your fingers. You actually have to be quite careful and not press into them too hard because you will leave like a full-on indentation in the shadow pan. They're so soft. The mattes were tricky to finger swatch as always. I mean, I find that with pretty much every single eyeshadow, whether or not it's the best eyeshadow palette or the worst eyeshadow palette in the world. Eyeshadows are not, like the formula of these are not created to be worn on your arm as a finger swatch or to go on as a finger swatch. Do not not judge a product based on a finger swatch alone. The purpose of finger swatches is to see the texture and the color, nothing else. It's got nothing to do with the patchiness, the blendability, the formula, or anything like that. It's literally to see the tiny particles of shimmer in the color and the base color so that you can get an idea of whether or not you actually like the shade range. But honestly, these shimmers were just a dream to finger swatch, so I'm actually kind of like low-key excited to try them out. Interesting color selection. I really wasn't a big fan of this one here. I just felt like it was quite a dull color, but at the same time, it probably looks beautiful on your eyes. And also this last one here, Drama. It's not as shimmery as the rest of them. It actually looks quite matte on the skin, but it's like a beautiful deep blacky purple. So yeah, pretty much those are my thoughts on the swatches. What we're going to do now is create an entire eye look using the palette, and I'm really, really excited. And I feel like I wouldn't be doing it justice if I didn't use some of the beautiful rich purples. So we're definitely going to be doing that as well. Low-key, I used to wear purple eyeshadow all the time. Like if I was ever putting on eyeshadow, it was either like a khaki green or a beautiful rich purple. Those are my colors. Like even like going through high school and stuff, like when we would get dressed up on the weekend with our friends, purple. Every single time. All right, so I've just primed my eyes, as always, using the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the color Soft Ochre. I don't even know why I bother mentioning this anymore. You guys know me too well. And I'm actually going to be starting out with the brush that comes with the palette. So I'm going to start out with this color here. Love that it's called Base because it literally is the perfect color to set down your primer and create a base. Whoa, that picked up a lot of product on my brush. Okay, these are incredibly soft. Guys, you want to be really careful going in with these with a brush. Hopefully you can see there. Look how much that was the softest tap and look how much it's picked up, which is obviously going to be problematic with deeper shades. But I love that this color actually has some pigmentation to it. Most sort of, neutral, creamy, light bone shadows like this, you put them on your eye and it doesn't look any different. I can actually see the color in this, which I really, really like. So yeah, just using this to set down. Whoa. Careful. Just using this to set down my base. Okay, I'm actually going to go into Eccentric now, which is this beautiful orange color. Oh, see, that's got a different formulation to the cream one that I started with. That one definitely doesn't have as much kickback. I'm just going to be working that one through the crease. Oh. Has it gone a little patchy? Might have just been the way that I applied it, maybe. Yeah, I think it was, because it doesn't look patchy now. I was freaking out for a minute, then I was like, uh-oh, this is not going to end well. So that's a really beautiful transition color. I love that color. It's not too orangey, but at the same time, it's not too, cool toned. This would work really well with any skin tone. It's really, really good transition shade to sort of warm up the crease and just, add a little bit of shadow there to build your eye look on. And you know what? I'm curious. So I'm going to take Love, which is this pretty pinky coral here. Oh my God, these are so soft. Oh, I've tapped off the excess and a lot of eyeshadow has fallen down on the bench. They're very soft. Just working that pink color over the top. Oh, that's such a pretty color. It's also super pigmented. So pigmented to the point where it's actually completely covered up that sort of tan brown color that we applied first. So differences in formulation. See the kickback that I'm getting from this Love shadow here in comparison to Eccentric. Hardly any with Eccentric, however, it was trickier to blend, but heaps with Love. See all of that sort of spare shadow on the pan there? And it picks a lot up on the brush, but this one is very easy to blend. So there's sort of the differences in the textures I'm noticing at this point. I don't mind a lot of kickback in a palette. I know a lot of people really didn't like the Subculture because there was just heaps of kickback with that palette. I care now the same way that I have cared always. I want a product that works well on my lid. I don't really care too much about everything else. Sure, kickback can be annoying and, it can leave your palettes looking a little bit messy and whatnot. But at the same time, if it works really well, if it's an easy formula to use, if it's pigmented, if the color shows through really well, I'm not going to be that annoyed about it. I'm not investing money in a palette for how it performs while it's in the palette. I want it to perform on my eyes. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and I might use a mixture of Wild Child, this beautiful pink shimmer, and Rose Gold, this shimmer here, along my lid. And then I'm thinking we'll work with some of these beautiful purples through the lower lash line. I'm curious to see how these shadows perform because they're so soft. You touch them with the tiniest amount of pressure. Oh, that finger's filthy. I better not use that. Ooh. Hang on. Here's a freshie. You touch them with the tiniest amount of pressure on your, like, you know, with your finger on the pan, and you get so much back. Whether or not they'll stick to the lid is going to be interesting. I think we'll try, what is that? Like a brush bristle just hanging out. Just like, hey, I want to join this video. We're going to try with a finger and with a brush. So I'm going to try on this side. So this is Wild Child. Oh my gosh, that color is beautiful. Oh, Norvina, you are a woman after my own heart. So that is what Wild Child looks when applied with a finger. Let's try it with a brush. I'm going to try a dry brush first as always. This is just like a flat synthetic brush. Picked up a reasonable amount. I'll see how it goes. You really don't get the same intensity. All right, let's try it now with a wet brush. Okay, wet brush into Wild Child. Looks like it's picked up way more. And that is now going on like a foil. It's left my lid looking quite crepey. So there's a thing that I don't like about using wet brushes with particular shadows. Look at the crepiness it's left on my lid. I just don't find that to be a good look at all. Okay, I'm going to try Rose Gold with a finger now. This colour's so pretty, I could actually cry. Oh my god. Just patting that on the outer corner. Oh, such a nice shadow, that one. That one looks gorgeous. I definitely prefer that one over Wild Child, that initial shadow. It's a really beautiful true rose gold, and it's like, it has this amazing like foil finish. Probably not even showing up on camera. Things rarely do, like accurately compared to real life, but I promise you this looks amazing. I'm gonna go into Drama, which is that dark purple. This is the one that looks matte. Even on my brush, it looks matte. A tiny bit of that in the outer corner. Ooh, just to deepen it up. Oh wow, that looks pretty as. This palette is very mystical. Like, I think that she chose the perfect words to describe this. Oh my gosh, I feel like a fairy princess and I'm living for it. If you did a flat, like sort of this color flat all over base, through the crease, buffed it all out, that would make a really, really pretty sort of burgundy smoky eye. Would look really nice. I also found that that deep purple was really easy to blend. No issues from me thus far. All right, before we move on, I want to try highlighting my brow bone. This is the shade Dreamer, which I'm assuming is meant to be the perfect brow bone highlight in a... Oh, okay, that picks up a lot on your brush. In comparison to Wild Child, Rose Gold, and Drama, Dreamer picks the most amount of product up on a dry brush. Oh my gosh, it's so pigmented. That is the most prettiest brow highlight ever though. Oh my gosh, I love... Oh, girl! Really nice brow bone highlight. Really, really nice. It looks so foiled and sort of like chunky in the pan, but it really smooths out nicely if you take a very small amount and really sort of work it into the skin. Comes out quite smooth on the brow bone. I want to try that on the inner corner as well because it's so crazy. Oh my god, look at that. It's so pigmented and like buttery. Like the formula feels wet. But at the same time, when you go in on your eye, it doesn't just immediately fall off. Like it stays there. All right, I'm going to try out some of these purples now. So I'm going to start out with Soul. This is sort of like a really flat muted purple. I'm going to run that through the lower lash line. I might use this mirror. It might make it a bit easier. Seriously, I look like a whimsical fairy princess. No kidding. Where's my unicorn? I need to ride my unicorn. I actually do, now that it's on my eye, I don't mind that purple. I didn't like the initial swatch. I just felt like it, I don't know, it was a bit dull. But then when it's on your eye, it's actually really pretty. So first I'm running this one through the lower lash line, sort of smoking it out a bit. And underneath that, sort of between where that shadow joins the skin and sort of like where it ends kind of a thing, I'm going to run Love, which is the pink. I'm going to go back to the Anastasia brush to do this too. I'm running this underneath to sort of like smoke it out and blend it in. That is so pretty. Oh, this palette. I didn't think I was going to like this that much. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Wild Child, the shimmery pink again, because I just can't help myself. I'm going to pop that sort of right between where that purple joins that inner corner highlight. Just add a little pink under there. I'm going to have to send a photo of this to my mum. I used to dress up as fairies like hardcore when I was younger. Like, it was my favourite thing to do. And Mum will die when she sees this because this is probably all the colours that I used to use. All right, so I've added a little bit of pink in there, and then we can't not try this beautiful purple. So I'm going to go into Celestial now. Oh, girl. And I'm going to try that on the purple. Like sort of pop it on top to add a little bit of shimmer. It's not really showing up that much. Oh, I suppose it's brightening that purple. Like I've used a bunch of colours, but at the same time it doesn't look messy. It looks still really pulled together. All right, so what I'm going to do is eyeliner, lashes, and the rest of my makeup off camera. This Rimmel eyeliner I have been obsessed with over the last, I mean, maybe 2 weeks. It's the Ink Me. I wanted to share this with you guys because it's so smudge proof. It's so black and it's so easy to use. Look at the tiny tip on it. Like if you're after a drugstore affordable eyeliner, I honestly recommend this one. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm going to do my eyeliner and the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I will be right back. All right, so I've got the rest of my makeup on, and this is the finished look. Not going to lie, I loved using this palette. So obviously, there's some differences in textures, there's some differences in formulations that you do need to be aware of. For starters, these mattes are very, very, very soft. They're quite powdery, and you need to be quite careful when going in with a blending brush. Like, just don't sort of like smash your brush in there and just be like, yeah, like, because pretty much pigment's going to go everywhere if you do that. Eccentric, I found a little bit tricky to blend, but, a couple of extra seconds and it definitely did blend out really well. Didn't have any issues blending out any other of the mattes. Loved the base shade. I think that worked really, really well as a base color. All of these shimmers are beautiful. Some of them work better with dry brushes. Some of them work better with your fingers. Personally, for me, I wouldn't recommend using a wet brush if you've got any kind of texture on your lids, because you saw with Wild Child that it just ended up kind of going like a little bit crepey, like a little bit of crepiness. Yep. But the colors are all beautiful. I love the purples. I love the pinks. I just feel like this is the most beautiful feminine, like soft, beautiful feminine palette. Like, it's just flattering. It's just so pretty. Really happy with how the entire look came out. I love that it's like pink and purple, but it's sort of more like a toned down version, which is kind of like what you're getting with this palette. Like, some people, and I mean, not me personally, but I know a lot of people out there will think purple eyeshadow like, God, no, this isn't the 80s. I'm not going there. But this is a really cool way and a really cool palette to use if you want to wear purples and incorporate purples, but not be like too OTT. It's a thumbs up from me. Really solid formulas. Those are my tips on how to get the best out of them. But yeah, once you've got it, or even go into Sephora and swatch, but once you've got it in person, you'll figure out a way to use it, that best suits you. I think it's really pretty, and I think I would purchase this again. 100%, I would repurchase this. So there you have it, guys. Those are my thoughts on the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. If you've got any more questions about the palette, about the textures, about the formulations, recommendations, questions, anything at all, please be sure to pop them in the comment section down below. I will definitely be down there hanging out with you guys and answering all of your questions for you. And also, if there are any other products that you want to see a full review on, eyeshadow palettes, foundations, concealers, powders, whatever it is, be sure to leave those requests down below as well, and I will get on top of them. I've got a list. I'm working through the list, but it's getting shorter, so I need to know what you guys want to see. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will talk to you all very soon.